What happens when a prince walks away from everything he's ever known? When royal duty collides with personal happiness? When family ties unravel on the world stage? The saga of Prince Harry's estrangement from the British royal family has captivated millions worldwide, dividing public opinion and igniting fierce debate. But beneath the headlines and heated exchanges lies a complex story about family, duty, security, and the price of freedom. Today, we're diving deep into the most recent chapter of this royal drama, Prince Harry's ongoing battle for security protection in his homeland and the very public feud with one of Britain's most outspoken media personalities, Piers Morgan. On May 3rd, Prince Harry opened up to the BBC in a rare interview that sent shockwaves through royal watchers everywhere. Despite years of tension and public disagreements, the Duke of Sussex made a surprising admission. "I would love a reconciliation with the royal family. This olive branch comes at a pivotal moment." King Charles, Harry's father, recently revealed his cancer diagnosis, adding a poignant urgency to the prince's desire to heal family wounds. But standing in the way of any meaningful reunion is a contentious legal battle that has raged for 5 years, Prince Harry's fight for security protection. When visiting the United Kingdom, let's rewind to understand how we got here. In 2020, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the unprecedented decision to step back from their roles as senior working royals. The couple relocated to North America, first to Canada and then to California, where they've built a new life with their children, Archie and Lilibet. This dramatic exit, dubbed Megxit by the press, came with significant consequences, including the loss of taxpayer-funded security protection on British soil. For most former royals, this wouldn't necessarily be headline news. But Harry isn't just any royal, he's the son of the late Princess Diana, whose tragic death following a high-speed paparazzi chase in Paris remains etched in the collective memory. Harry has frequently cited his mother's fate as a driving force behind his concerns about his family's safety. The specter of Diana's death looms large over Harry's security concerns. In numerous interviews, he's expressed fear that history could repeat itself. "My wife has received death threats as a result of the racist abuse she received," Harry stated in court documents, noting that these threats extend to their children as well. Despite these concerns, Harry's recent appeal to have taxpayer-funded security reinstated was denied by the courts. Following this legal setback, the prince released a statement that further inflamed tensions. "I have been treated as an exception on this issue," he said, adding that the court has decided to defer to this, revealing a sad truth. "My hands are tied in seeking legal recourse against the establishment." Enter Piers Morgan, the combative British broadcaster who has made his disdain for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex a cornerstone of his public persona. Morgan's antagonism toward the couple predates their royal exit, but it reached new heights after Meghan and Harry's explosive 2021 interview with Oprah Winfrey. In fact, Morgan famously stormed off the set of Good Morning Britain after being challenged about his relentless criticism of Meghan, subsequently leaving the program altogether. Morgan wasted no time responding to Harry's recent comments. Retweeting the prince's statement, Morgan unleashed a blistering attack. Prince Harry's issued a statement to accompany his latest whiny interview, whacking his family. "I have my own statement for him. Shut up, you pathetic little brat. Nobody in Britain has anything but contempt for your despicable treatment of your family." The vitriol didn't stop there. In another tweet, Morgan declared, "I stand with King Charles against his treacherous rat of a son, Harry. Who's with me?" And in perhaps his most inflammatory post, he shared a tabloid cover featuring a screenshot from Harry's BBC interview with the caption, "That moment when you realize you're now a dead-eyed, drug-addled, whipped whiny, entitled, arrogant, hypocritical little twerp loathed by your own family and the public." Morgan's comments ignited a firestorm on social media. While some applauded his blunt assessment, many others criticized what they viewed as an obsessive vendetta against the couple. Why are you so mad he is exposing that they withheld standard security for him, and this was decided when he married Meghan? Proven in court, too, wrote one ex-user. Another commented, "Our generation owes yours nothing. He's standing up for his family and himself, as he should." Some focused directly on Morgan's approach. Morgan needs a life. His fixation on, "This couple is insane," said one critic. Another pleaded, "Piers, that is such a mean statement. Speak for yourself." But many people admire Harry for marrying the love of his life. He is the son of Princess Diana and close to people's hearts. Be kind, Piers. The clash between Harry and Meghan represents something far larger than a personal disagreement. It embodies the deep divides in how people view the monarchy, celebrity, media responsibilities, and even generational values. For every person who sees Harry as a petulant royal, abandoning his duties, there's another who views him as a man bravely prioritizing his family's well-being over an outdated institution. To truly understand this conflict, we need to examine the journey that brought us here. Prince Harry grew up in the glaring spotlight of royal life, his every move scrutinized since birth. As the spare to Prince William's heir, Harry occupied a uniquely challenging position within the monarchy, important enough to command constant attention, but without the clear purpose his brother's future kingship provided. The death of his mother when he was just 12 years old traumatized Harry in ways that would shape his entire life. By his own admission, he struggled with mental health issues and unresolved grief for decades. His young adult years were marked by rebellion and tabloid scandals, earning him a reputation as the wild child of the royal family. Meeting Meghan Markle seemed to herald a turning point. The American actress brought a fresh perspective to Harry's life, and initially, the public embraced their relationship as a modernizing force for the monarchy. Their 2018 wedding was celebrated as a moment of progress, with Meghan's mixed-race heritage seemingly signaling a more inclusive royal family. But the honeymoon period was short-lived. Almost immediately, sections of the British media began subjecting Meghan to intense scrutiny, with coverage that many observers, including Harry, have characterized as having racist undertones. The comparison between how Meghan was portrayed versus Kate Middleton, Prince William's wife, became a frequent talking point among their supporters. By 2020, the pressure had become unbearable for the couple. In their bombshell announcement that January, they revealed their intention to step back as senior members of the royal family and work to become financially independent. The unprecedented move sent shockwaves through the monarchy and divided public opinion sharply. Since relocating to California, Harry and Meghan have established their independence through lucrative media deals with Netflix and Spotify, launched their Archewell Foundation, and continue to advocate for causes they believe in. But they've also maintained a complicated relationship with publicity criticizing media intrusion while simultaneously participating in high-profile interviews and projects that keep them in the spotlight. Harry's 2023 memoir Spare further complicated matters. The tell-all book contained revelations about royal life that many supporters of the monarchy found disloyal and inappropriate. From physical altercations with his brother William to unflattering portrayals of Queen Camilla, the memoir seemed to burn bridges rather than build them. Yet through all this, Harry has maintained that his ultimate goal is reconciliation. "I love my family," he told the BBC in his recent interview. "The fact that I was born into this position, it comes with great responsibility." This brings us to the current impasse over security. For Harry, this isn't simply about privilege or entitlement, it's about safety. His legal battle highlights the unique position former working royals occupy. While no longer performing official duties, Harry remains a high-profile target by virtue of his birth and his mother's legacy. Security experts have noted that the threat level facing the Sussexes is indeed unusual. Former Royal Protection Officer Simon Morgan told CNN their profile hasn't reduced since stepping back. If anything, it's increased. Another former protection officer, Di Davies, acknowledged that the risk remains substantial but questioned whether taxpayers should foot the bill. The UK government's Executive Committee for the Protection of Royalty and public figures known as RAVEC decided in February 2020 that Harry would no longer receive the same degree of publicly funded security when visiting Britain. This decision forms the core of Harry's ongoing legal challenge. In his latest legal setback, the High Court ruled that RAVEC's decision was lawful. The judgment concluded that Harry had not been unfairly treated when the committee decided he should not receive automatic police protection when in the UK. Harry has vowed to appeal this decision and announced his intention to write directly to the Home Secretary about his safety concerns. For Harry, this isn't just about his own safety, it's about protecting his children, who have spent most of their lives outside the UK. Archie was an infant when the family relocated, and Lilibet was born in California, having visited Britain only once for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee celebrations. Harry has expressed his desire for his children to know their father's homeland and their royal heritage, but not at the cost of their safety. The security issue also directly impacts any potential reconciliation with the royal family. How can meaningful healing occur if Harry feels unable to bring his family to the UK safely? King Charles' cancer diagnosis adds poignancy to this question. A grandfather potentially unable to build relationships with his grandchildren due to an impasse over security arrangements. The king's illness has reportedly softened some of the tensions between father and son. Harry flew to London briefly following the announcement of Charles's diagnosis, though the visit was reportedly short, with only a 30-minute meeting between the two. Notably, Harry did not see his brother William during this trip, highlighting the depth of their estrangement. Royal watchers have speculated that Charles's health concerns might provide an opportunity for family reconciliation. Harry himself seemed to acknowledge this in his BBC interview, saying, "I love my family. The fact that I was born into this position, my brother, my father, I know the responsibility I have." Which brings us back to Piers Morgan and his scathing criticism. Morgan's animosity toward Harry and Meghan has been a consistent feature of his public commentary for years. But what drives this relentless focus? Morgan himself has cited what he perceives as hypocrisy from the couple criticizing media intrusion while continuing to engage with the press on their own terms. He's also positioned himself as a defender of the monarchy, viewing Harry and Meghan's actions as disrespectful to Queen Elizabeth II and now King Charles. But critics suggest Morgan's fixation may have more personal roots. He's frequently referenced having met Meghan once before she began dating Harry, after which she allegedly ghosted him. This anecdote has become a regular feature of his criticism, leading some to question whether his antagonism stems from personal rejection rather than principled objection. Media analysts have noted how the Harry-Meghan saga has become a cultural lightning rod, with figures like Morgan stoking polarization for ratings and relevance. The conflict generates clicks, views, and engagement, the currency of modern media. By positioning himself as Harry and Meghan's chief antagonist, Morgan has secured a reliable source of content and controversy. This dynamic speaks to larger questions about how public figures are covered in today's media landscape. The line between legitimate criticism and harassment has become increasingly blurred, with social media amplifying both support and vitriol to unprecedented levels. Mental health advocates have expressed concern about the impact of such sustained criticism. Harry has been open about his struggles with anxiety and depression, linking them directly to his experiences with the press. In the Apple TV series The Me You Can't See, he described having panic attacks and severe anxiety during royal duties, saying, "Every time I put a suit and tie on and having to do the role and sort of like go, 'Let's go!' Before I'd even left the house, I was pouring with sweat. My heart rate was, I was in fight or flight mode." Meghan, too, revealed in the couple's interview with Oprah Winfrey that she had experienced suicidal thoughts during her time as a working royal, saying she didn't want to be alive anymore amid the pressure and negative press coverage. Mental health professionals have noted that even public figures deserve compassion and that constant criticism can have devastating effects on well-being. Dr. Pamela Rutledge, a media psychologist, explains, "When criticism becomes personal rather than about actions or choices, it crosses into bullying territory. No one, regardless of their status, should be subjected to relentless personal attacks." The question becomes, at what point does criticism like Morgan's cross the line from fair comment into something more harmful? And what responsibility do media figures have to consider the impact of their words? Public opinion on this question remains sharply divided. For some, Harry deserves whatever criticism comes his way, having chosen to speak publicly about private family matters. "You can't have it both ways" is a common refrain criticizing the institution while still expecting its benefits. Others see Harry as a victim of an outdated system trying to protect his family from the same forces that contributed to his mother's death. For these supporters, criticism like Morgan's represents exactly the kind of toxic media environment Harry is trying to escape. Generational divides are particularly noticeable in these reactions. Younger audiences tend to be more sympathetic to Harry and Meghan's desire for independence and their outspokenness on issues like mental health and racism. Older viewers often place greater emphasis on duty, tradition, and loyalty to the monarchy. Beyond the personal drama, this conflict raises profound questions about the future of the British monarchy. Constitutional experts note that the institution's survival depends on public support, which requires balancing tradition with modernization. The monarchy must evolve to remain relevant, explains royal historian Dr. Anna Whitelock. But that evolution creates tensions between maintaining the mystique that gives the institution its power and adapting to contemporary expectations of transparency and relatability. Prince Harry's departure represents one of the most significant challenges to the monarchy in recent decades, not because of his direct importance to the line of succession, but because of the questions it raises about the institution's treatment of its members and its ability to accommodate different personalities and approaches to royal duty. As for the immediate issue of security, Harry has made it clear that this battle is far from over. In his statement following the court decision, he said, "My family and I are unable to return to my home because it is too dangerous. I'm not asking for preferential treatment, but for a fair and lawful application of Ravek's own rules." His next step will be writing directly to the Home Secretary, though experts suggest this is unlikely to yield different results. The government's position remains that security assessments should be made on a case-by-case basis rather than providing automatic protection. This leaves Harry in a difficult position, unable to bring his family to the UK under conditions he considers safe, yet clearly wanting to maintain connections to his homeland and heritage. The impasse threatens to further entrench divisions within the royal family at a time when King Charles's health concerns might otherwise provide an opportunity for reconciliation. The story of Prince Harry, his security battle, and his critics. Like Piers Morgan is more than just royal gossip. It's a complex narrative about family, duty, mental health, media responsibility, and the evolving nature of public life in the digital age. Whatever one's opinion on Harry's choices, his situation raises important questions that resonate far beyond palace walls. How do we balance personal happiness with family obligations? What protection do public figures deserve from media scrutiny? How can traditional institutions adapt to changing social values without losing their identity? These questions have no easy answers, and the polarized reactions to Harry's journey reflect broader societal divisions about privilege, responsibility, and change. Perhaps the most important lesson from this ongoing saga is the need for nuance and compassion in how we discuss public figures, recognizing the humanity behind the headlines. For Prince Harry, the road ahead remains uncertain. Will he find a resolution to his security concerns? Can bridges be rebuilt with the royal family, particularly in light of King Charles's health challenges? And will critics like Piers Morgan ever soften their stance? What seems clear is that Harry remains committed to forging his own path while still honoring his heritage. Being part of this family, I know that there will be lots of events in the future that I hope I'm able to attend with my family, where I can show my support, he told the BBC. But the statement of claim is not about trying to get security specifically for those events. As a parent, I stand by my words to my family that I cannot put my wife in danger like that. And to be honest with you, as much as I would like to go back to those events in the near future, I just feel that it's too dangerous. For a prince who has spent his life in the spotlight, perhaps the most elusive desire is the simplest one, the freedom to visit his homeland with his family without fear. Whether that freedom will ever be fully realized remains to be seen. As this royal drama continues to unfold, one thing is certain: the world will be watching, forming opinions, and engaging in the kind of passionate debate that the British monarchy has inspired for centuries. And in that sense, even from across the ocean, Prince Harry continues to fulfill a royal duty, giving us all something to talk about. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis valuable, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts. In the comments below, how do you feel about Prince Harry's security concerns? Is Piers Morgan's criticism fair or excessive? Let us know your perspective on this ongoing royal saga.